Hey guys, what's going on? Hey, my name is Juan Beltran. So, really quickly, Dunk Time. If you guys haven't already followed us on YouTube and Facebook, be sure Dunk Time is where you can find us. DUNKTIME. Dunk Time. Be sure to share our content. Be sure to like our pages. Be sure to tell the world, no matter where you're at, whether United States, Europe, Asia. I don't care. Tell everybody Dunk Time about the cool content we're sharing, just about everywhere for everyone to have a cool chance to see. But tonight, big game. The Golden State Warriors versus the Memphis Grizzlies. The Warriors, obviously one of the hottest teams in the NBA, 30-9 record. The Grizzlies at 28-14. 14. Obviously, everybody's still excited about that Sunday game between the Warriors and the Cavaliers. What a lot of people don't realize is that the Warriors broke a two-game losing streak that night on Klay Thompson's return, which was everybody was excited for it. 17 points in 20 minutes. It's expected for Klay Thompson not to play back-to-back games. Of course, this is not a back-to-back, so most likely we will see him tonight. No Draymond Green tonight. No Gary Payton Jr. He has an ankle. No Otto Porter either for the Golden State Warriors. No Steven Adams for the Grizzlies. But you know who will you see tonight, or who you will see tonight? I'm sorry, is John Morant, one of the baddest and coldest dudes you will see in the NBA. If you haven't had a chance to check him out, man, Ja is just on another level. That dude is fearless. He loves going up against the old school heads, the legends, obviously with respect, but he does not fear anybody on the court. With that said, the Warriors just have too much firepower as opposed to the Grizzlies tonight. Even with Steph and Klay just playing, even just Steph by himself, the Warriors just are just a veteran pack, or just know the roles, know their system. But don't discredit the Grizzlies, who Sunday they came into Staples Center here in Los Angeles and practically uh, destroyed the Lakers at Staples. Now it's not even at this point. It's not even funny, or it's not even you don't even worry about how teams come into Staples, or when the Lakers go on the road and face a team. Teams just don't feel the Lakers. But you got to fear John Moran. You got to know where he's at on the court. He is a combination, I would say, of a Russell Westbrook with his speed, his athleticism, and just the way he plays all around. And he can shoot. He can shoot from the outside. I mean, he can kill you both ways, and it just shows you how he's made the jump from his rookie year in 2019, where he won Rookie of the Year, 2020 in the NBA bubble, to where he's at now. In 3 years, he's just made the leap every time he goes. And talking about John Morant, today we're working actually on a cool piece on how he's Memphis. He's safe Memphis. He's made Memphis relevant again. Remember, Memphis had not been to the playoffs since 2017, and so you kind of think since that Pau Gasol era, even taking it way back. I'm sorry, Paul Gasol. Then it was Mark Gasol, and then all those great Memphis teams with Mike Conley and everybody that was on those teams. You knew the Grizzlies were a thorn whenever your team would go play them at FedEx Arena, or they would visit your team. They were just so physical, But then once that crop of players just either started retiring, getting traded, you almost forgot about the Memphis Grizzlies for a bit. But John Morant has put them back on the map. He has them fourth in the Western Conference, actually. So they're one of those big teams, or one of the teams that's surprising everybody by the way they're playing. And like I said, the Warriors are currently second in the West with a record of 30 wins with 9 losses. But with Klay Thompson returning back to the Warriors, they were already good, as the record speaks. Second in the West. They have the championship experience with their head coach, Andre Iguodala, who came back to the Warriors this season. And we cannot forget Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and just everybody around that team. Gary Payton Jr., Otto Porter Jr. They just have the right mix of players with veterans, so you cannot write them out. And now with Klay Thompson returning back, what can you say? If it's not the Western Conference Finals, it has to be the NBA Finals. I mean, this team just is so complete, and just adding a guy with Klay Thompson's resume, 3 NBA titles, multiple All Star appearances. Let's not forget the 60 points and 11 dribbles that he had, I would say, about 3 years ago. And the list can keep going on and on and on of how this Warriors team is just stacked. And yeah, don't get me wrong, Steph Curry has not been shooting the ball as well after breaking that 3 point record. But just because he's had a few bad games, that does not mean that Steph Curry has fallen off the map, or he's just lost his shooting touch. Athletes or players, they just go through bad streaks, and this is just probably one bad streak that Steph Curry is going through. And I will tell you this: it's better for him to go through that bad streak right now than rather than late in the season or going into the playoffs. Imagine going into the playoffs with a funk. That's one thing you cannot write off. But getting Klay back, this team just got better and better. Now, as for the Grizzlies, they're a fun team to watch. Like I said, John Morant, Steven Adams, they're the two main guys on that team. Steven Adams is out due to protocols. So it's going to be curious to see how who will protect the paint for the Grizzlies tonight. But I will tell you this: the Warriors will have to protect that paint, because if you leave any type of space, John Morant will burn you. He will kill you. Uh, that guy is fearless, like I said earlier, and he will just make the best of it. Now, what am I saying? Even though the Grizzlies are fourth, am I saying that they're a championship caliber team? That's going to be a little. That's too much to say. They will give teams trouble. They're fourth, but that fourth and fifth seed in the West or Eastern Conference, whatever conference you're talking about, it's always a toss up when it comes to the playoffs. Yes, they will have home court advantage, but it's just going to take time for Ja and these guys to gel and just get together. But before I leave, I want to tell you, the Grizzlies. I can't see them winning tonight. I would say the Warriors will take this game tonight by 10 points. Um, so I got the Warriors winning tonight. But before I leave, one last thing. Don't forget, like I told you earlier, when we started this broadcast, make sure to follow us. Make sure to like us. YouTube, Facebook, share the content. Whenever you're hanging out, just at home before you go to bed, in the bathroom, cooking, it doesn't matter. We have so much cool videos, so much cool content, whether it's from a guy from the 70s, the 80s NBA era, the 90s, the early 2000s, the 10s. I know that sounds weird to say. Now we're in the 20s and 2020s. So, we dive into just about anything you want to think about the NBA, the cool stuff, when Magic Johnson offered Michael Jordan to play one-on-one in Vegas, or, in case you want to know, you know, Kobe Bryant had a $12 million deal with McDonald's just to say, McDonald's is the greatest burger in the world. So, we bring out nothing but cool stuff. We create nothing but cool content, and we want you to be part of it. And if there's any suggestions, if there's anything you want to know, leave a comment, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on YouTube, because we want to know, what is it that you want to watch? What is it that interests you about the NBA, and what we can do to make or content better just for everybody around. So yeah, lots of hugs out here in LA, wherever it is that you may be. The United States, Central, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia. It don't matter. Even if you're in Antarctica and it's cold down there, you know what? Check us out, because we're here for you. All right, guys, I'm out. Warriors winning by 10 tonight over the Memphis Grizzlies. And if I'm wrong, you can at me, man. Send me a message. Be like, hey, you know what? That guy, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But Warriors by 10 tonight. Steph, Klay, and company are just going to be too much for John Morant and the Grizzlies, who, by the way, like I mentioned earlier, fourth in the West, number 2 in the West. Should be a good matchup. A little mini preview of what NBA playoff basketball can be like in early January, which is a treat for everybody. But you guys enjoy the game, and let me know what you think. Ciao.